That's very interesting. Yeah, I've been looking at Mark knows I do like these film studies. I've been looking at Florida State's defense all day, and I'm releasing it a little bit later on the channel. Hope you guys can stop by, be a part of the live chat. It's crazy. I fell in love with Jamie Robinson. He is just, one of your traditional DBU, looks like an LSU defensive back out there. That guy does a little bit of everything. How'd y'all think he did on Saturday? And y'all think he's a big time player?
I think we saw that one play there. We had the PBU. He just has put himself in the right position, and Norvell talked about him. He's talked about him quite a bit this offseason, but after the game, really Adam Fuller, the defensive coordinator, said that he's just understood the game so much better now, and he's always had those physical attributes. He just understands offenses better and who he's going against and game planning. That's just exactly what you wanted to have. He had the chance to definitely go into the pros and, definitely was listening to a few things, but decided to come back. I think that's a smart idea from him. But I was going to say, this is officially DBU versus DBU, isn't it, this upcoming weekend? I don't think anybody's really talked about that, but this is the two schools that claim themselves as DBU. I know Ohio State is up there in the corner.
Yeah, I guess.
Up there in the corner with Ohio State.
If you're ignoring the Big Ten. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Not the two highest paid defensive backs in the league with Jalen Ramsey and Derwin James holding that foot, right?
Yeah,
Those two guys, not those two.
Or the most DBs drafted since 2000. We may want to go to that statistic. We can always do that.
I mean,
the third string counts and the practice squad counts now.
There's current, but since 1989, there's only one school that has had an average of one DB drafted. Like you can just that's multiple generations. That's success. That's from when damn near leather helmets to now with the Revo speed. So I mean, it's just a lot of stuff. But much respect to what LSU does. Yeah, Jamie Robinson is good. You didn't get the crazy thing is if you didn't hear the stat, they were releasing the ball in 2.38 seconds. You're not really getting a lot of safety work when the ball's going out. That's not even long enough to be able to run your deeper, your slower progressing route. So, but Jamie Robinson was a little bit more active than Akeem Dent. So,
yeah.
I
like watching Florida State, and I went back and looked at some of Adam Fuller's stuff versus Cincinnati because LSU's OC is Mike Dimbrock, who was a play caller, obviously at Cincinnati, and now he's at LSU. So it's very interesting. It's going to be a fun matchup, Mark.
Carter, I want to turn my attention to LSU for one moment because I think there's a lot of people that forget this team was the national champion just 2 seasons ago. 2019 season, national champs. Last season, 6-7, dropped the bowl game to Kansas State. New coach this year in Brian Kelly. What is the expectation level right now in Baton Rouge in the first year of the Kelly era after getting rid of Ed Orgeron?
Yeah, it's a good question. So if you win 3 national championships in 03, you want to get back to playoffs. But, I think most LSU fans, like on my channel, I'm not, necessarily like the pom-pom waiver of, YouTubers. Everybody seems to be pretty measured on LSU going into this year. And what makes the SEC very interesting is this is the deepest it's ever been, right? And honestly, the quarterback play has never been as deep as it is now. And obviously LSU fans understand it. This is a big question that Florida State fans have as well. Who's the quarterback going to be? And more than likely it will be Jaden on Sunday. But, that's the big thing. It's a big question. A good bit of the SEC knows who their quarterback is going to be. Every school in the SEC West knows who their quarterback is going to be, except LSU. As Brian Kelly knows, but, he decided to not give the tactical advantage. So, I think most LSU fans understand that this is a very difficult schedule. This is obviously a tricky season opening game versus a really good Florida State team, and so I think LSU fans, if it were an 8-4 season, even if it were 7-5, Brian Kelly's locked in for the long haul no matter what. So they just want to see improvement, and obviously, the biggest gap is just Brian Kelly is an infinitely better coach and in-game manager than what they had last year with the staff that they had.
Talk about that quarterback room. And like you said, Brian Kelly did not name his starter ahead of the game, but who are the different options that could take the snaps for LSU on Sunday?
Yeah, so a lot like the AJ Duffy situation, they did bring in like a top 100 quarterback in Walker Howard, but they want to redshirt him, right? So the two quarterbacks are Jaden Daniels and Garrett Nussmeier. Nussmeier, a rising year 2 redshirt freshman, and Jaden Daniels, obviously a 3-year starter at Arizona State, who left a very tumultuous situation at Arizona State. Obviously, Wilson coming over for you guys. A lot of people were just trying to get out of Arizona State. Their Pearsall went to Florida. So, it was kind of like a fire sale, if you will. And Jaden obviously is the better runner of the two. And Jaden is probably one of the best just dual threat quarterbacks when it comes to actually running the football in the country, where Garrett Nussmeier, he has the ability to run, but that's not really his thing. So, for a comparison for Garrett Nussmeier, you're thinking of a guy like Zach Wilson, right? A guy that loves to break the pocket, loves to make improvisational stuff happen, likes to throw on the off foot and make the spectacular throw happen. But more than likely for, Florida State fans, it will be Jaden Daniels, who you'll see on Sunday, but don't rule out seeing Garrett Nussmeier as well.
Of course, what Jaden Daniels needs to do is he needs to hit the like button, right, Logan?
Yeah, you got to hit the like button. We're at the 6:30 mark. This is the best time to hit the like button at all times. And then also subscribe to Mark. He's about to be a busy man with his 24-hour live stream going on. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell for him. So then get notified every time we go live. Hopefully, we'll be live next weekend. Maybe I can hop on here if you do an instant reaction, Mark. I don't know. You might be crazy busy on. Well, actually, no, Sunday night. That's right. We're prime time, baby. That's right. Prime logos hit different.
Drunk Logan's the best Logan for a post-game show. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'll be leaving the press unless they have some beers or some kind of alcoholic
hit me up
options up there in the press box. And I won't be drunk then, but if afterwards, maybe.
Cool.
The question Carter Jason really wanted to hit you up with is, do you have a Discord that you can promote?
I do actually have like a private Discord with Patreon, but no, okay. I'm still learning all like the Discord stuff, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that you guys are getting. Is this your first time going to New Orleans?
No, the last time I was in New Orleans was in 2009. I was blackout drunk for a Dolphins preseason.
Last time I was in New Orleans, they asked me if I wanted a window or aisle seat to go back home.
Last time out, yeah, I've been there once before, but not like this. Not where we're gonna go have a full weekend and have some fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Carter, along those lines, I think we've all talked about how these are two of the better atmospheres for a college game, both Baton Rouge and Tallahassee. Is there a little bit of upsetness that these games are in New Orleans and Orlando? Because I'm sorry, I would have loved to have gone to Baton Rouge and had you guys come to Tallahassee next year.
Yeah, and they asked BK about it. I think, I don't know how close the Tallahassee-Orlando relationship is, but the LSU relationship with the Superdome is a little bit more romantic, if you will, not only because of the national championships, but because of the connection New Orleans has. And a good number of LSU's players come from New Orleans. And obviously, Florida State. I mean, they've gotten some really good players out of New Orleans as well. So, having the game in the Superdome, it's such an iconic venue. I mean, everything's been in the Superdome. Jordan versus Georgetown has been in the Superdome. It's nuts, right? But games like this should be played on campus, right? Like in the mid-20s here in a few years, Clemson is doing a home and home, and the games will be at both the Death Valley. So I understand, get a nice $5 million check, getting to play in New Orleans. But yeah, I think, I've always wanted to go to Tallahassee. I mean, I grew up, I was sharing this. I've been having a lot of Florida State fans hanging out in the YouTube chats, and I'm sure you've had some LSU fans as well chatting with you. It's just amazing. I just remember growing up watching Peter Warwick and Warwick Dunn. Like Warwick Dunn, obviously from Baton Rouge. That's the reason why I liked him. But man, Peter Warwick was just the funnest human being. I remember wanting to be Peter Warwick, and then I ended up running like a 5.4 40-yard dash in high school, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be Peter Warwick. But yeah, Florida State, just an iconic brand, and it's good. These teams haven't played a whole lot, and yeah, you would prefer the games to be played in their home stadiums.
Carter, how about these two with the Superdome? First indoor Super Bowl at the Superdome. and also Muhammad Ali's last heavyweight title fight.
I didn't
that
know
he
that
won.
one. I didn't know that
Thanks.
one off the top of my head. That's crazy, man.
And Florida State beating Virginia Tech for the 1999 national title. Obviously, the biggest moment in Superdome history. I think yes.
Hey, man, that was a fun time. I just remember watching that game. It was so much fun. But obviously, getting to watch this one, man, you get two exciting teams, two exciting brands, both brands outside the top 25, which is kind of weird. And the winner probably gets into the top 25.
Yep, that'd be
one
wild.
One of the questions I have is a lot of Florida State fans have been not haven't had a winner in the last 5 years. Even with the ones going to the bowl games, there's been a lot of pessimism. But we've had a lot of guys transfer in, a lot of talent. We've also had people leave and transfer out. It seems like there's a lot of similarities with what you guys have at LSU. Also having some very talented younger players. Our fan base doesn't seem to like our younger players or our transfers as much as they like your younger players and your transfers.
Okay.
Meaning that all of our transfers suck compared to what your transfers are, and our young guys suck compared to what your young guys are. Do you guys have a similar like pessimism there, or is it still just, or is it out? Because I've noticed that you've got some super talented wide receivers, you've got an incredibly talented defensive lineman, you've got incredibly not just one, but just a couple of them in general. And then I just went to go look at the stats, and I'm like, well,